what a drone is to the audience in a very layman term, what it will be.
A drone is a machine which doesn't require, which is unmanned. If you have to put it in a very simple term, there is no human being inside. Now there are drones that can fly, which is the most common form, which we all see them, which we call them as drones because, we were first introduced to it as something that is flying. But reality is that there are underwater drones, there are surface drones, there are subterranean drones which are going under the ground, and there are drones in the air, which are the most common form of, unmanned aerial vehicles, like they call them. So there's a difference between the actual meaning and the what most people understand, right? The actual meaning is a much wider understanding that anything that no human being is in it is a drone. So I would say it's if it's the alter ego of a robot, right? Right. It's a drone is almost a robot that can do things without human intervention.
Why don't we call robot a drone then? What's the difference? Like, that's also unmanned. That's also a machine.
Yes. I would say the same reason why we would not call a truck a car. That's the fundamental difference. It's a nuance, right? It's the utility that.
So it's the use cases, the outcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Utility and outcome.
So what are drones' use cases then in that case?
Today, in India, drones are being used for agri, defense, logistics. It's coming up, not yet ready, right? But you would not call an autonomous car a drone, but somewhere there is a nuance there, right? So as a definition, that's the understanding.
And where all it is being used in the defense currently?
For India, we are currently using it. Drones are being used as weapons as well as logistics, right? So in most of the unreachable areas in the mountains where we need to send equipment, supplies, so on and so forth, drones are already being used to survey an area. Surveillance is a major use case. Because we don't get aerial shots so easily, because earlier, if you had to get an aerial shot, you need to hire a pilot, you need to hire a plane, you need to hire a chopper, there's so much cost associated with it that it didn't make sense. But today, you can survey an entire area, not just the surface, but also subterranean area using drones. So surveillance is a huge use case. Logistics, like I said. And the third is obviously to attack using loitering munitions. So that means it's a drone equipped as a bomb, right? So if I want to take out my enemy's, let us say, radar or some equipment of theirs, you would send a drone, and then it was used massively in that Israel-Palestine attack, right? So they used drones to blow up the communication towers before the attack happened. So that's why there was a lag of 3-4 hours before emergency response was there. So people couldn't make calls because you blew up the tower, right? So that's a use case. So people are using drones as, if you see maybe 10 years back, the same thing would be done using a human being. They would still take out the tower, but somebody had to infiltrate. A spy had to go in. He had to go to the tower, place a bomb, and blow it up. But today, and for the spy to go in, there are fences and walls, right? And various layers of security for a human being. But those layers are not there in the airspace, right? So drones are being majorly used to infiltrate for information, infiltrate for data, infiltrate to place a bomb. So that's a major use case in the defense.
So what happened in Operation Sindoor? Like, we could see so many of drones coming in every day from Pakistan, and explain to a layman like how it works.
So Op Sindoor was a wake-up call, I think, for us, because let me explain a drone, right? A drone basically has two levels of communication. One is it is communicating to a ground station using radio frequency, right? The second is communication to satellites to know its location navigationally, right? So there's a ground communication and navigational communication, right? And the way to stop it was, at that time, pre-Op Sindoor, was that we thought we'll jam the communication with the ground station, right? But communication can happen in radio frequency from 600 megahertz to 12 gigahertz.
Okay.
It's a massive range. But approved channels of communication within the country are about 6 or 7, 2.4 gigahertz. So all your Wi-Fi here works on 2.4 gigahertz. Right. And there's various spot channels on which So we were expecting them to come in spot channels, right? And but they used Turkish drones, which came on 700 megahertz, which was not one of our ISM bands, right?
So which is why we were not able to jam.
We are not able to jam. So most of the jamming systems failed, but a lot of our missiles and hard kill systems using guns and weapons was how they were able to mitigate most of the drones that were coming in.
Okay, let's talk about this. So